Welcome back to episode 2 of Client Nightmares, the podcast. I'm Ava Marsh.
I'm Dillon.
And I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and on Client Nightmares, the podcast, we tell the horror stories that you want to hear about beauty industry or really any client nightmare, but focusing on the beauty industry right now. We got a whole new podcast set up, and we actually really like it.
Yeah, we got new mics. Blue Yetis just weren't paying the bills.
Yeah, they weren't, so we had to switch over to these, which I think are going to be a lot better for us anyways. But on
Ava
today's...
has some high standards.
I do. I am the content creation queen, so... Okay, on today's episode, we are going to be talking about bad haircuts. Dillon, do you want to start with maybe your own story about a bad haircut while I get this fired up?
Yeah, I had a couple. I had one during COVID. Just, your sister trying to cut my hair. Well, my sister was trying to cut my hair.
Whose sister's trying to cut your hair?
My sister, my head.
Oh, okay.
I used to have a taper with long hair, and she just hit me with a bald taper instead of a taper.
Oh, God.
I just look like I lived in a trailer. And if you do, I hope... I bet you're vibing. I'm not saying anything bad. Maybe I am.
Wait, what?
I said I look like I lived in a trailer.
Oh.
Bad?
Well, some people might live in a trailer listening to this.
But we love you.
Okay.
God, I fucking love you. Single wide, double wide, we got you.
What? If you guys are watching this on YouTube, we're kind of giving Cosmo and Wanda vibes right now.
Oh, yeah. Come
Are
on,
we?
baby. Yeah.
Which one? Was Wanda pink or Wanda green?
Wanda had to have been pink. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm wearing pink and Dylan's wearing green.
That was before Disney was what?
That was Fairly Odd Parents, and that was not Disney. That was Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon, whatever. That's when they were still sliming. No, dude. I never watched the Netflix series about, all the...
You gotta watch that. Shit's crazy. Well,
you watched it?
No, I watched clips on TikTok, but I never actually watched it.
We could watch that, right?
Yeah. All right, let's get into our first story. Do you want to read, or do you want me to read? Actually, I'll read the first one.
What?
Okay, I'll read the first one. Don't try to read at the same time. Dillon has a bad habit of trying to read the computer when I'm reading it, and then he gets all jumbled up, and he can't pay attention.
That's not what happened.
Yes, it is.
I was trying to read a text, and I thought I could get away with it while she was reading the story, and I got caught.
Then he messed up the story.
It's like when you're dicking around in class, and then the teacher's like, where are we? And you're like,
Where were you?
Line 42.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on it.
So when I was a baby stylist, I worked at a popular salon in a bigger area, so I was often getting new clients.
Is she styling babies?
Okay. Here's a little controversial topic. Newer people in the industry like to call themselves a baby stylist, but I just don't vibe with that title because when you're getting out, you're a baby stylist when you're in beauty school. When you're out of beauty school, you are the fucking real deal. If you want some clients, then you gotta be that bitch. You have to literally be that bitch. You're not a baby. You are that girl. You are that bitch.
Test,
yeah. So you're not a baby. You're that stylist. Okay. Maybe you're a newer stylist.
That certificate for a reason.
But you're not a baby.
Come on.
Well, a client came.
Sorry.
That's a little insane. Well, client came in asking for a wolf cut. I about shit my pants when she said that. I told Dillon what the wolf cut was.
The wolf cut's trendy. What time was that?
What do you mean, what time?
When was that trending?
Like last 2 years.
Last 2 years is a lot more recent than I would have thought.
For the wolf cut?
Yeah.
People still get the wolf cut. They just don't call it that. There's always the same cut with a different name every single year. Anyways.
You guys are really switching it up.
I was very straightforward with her that I'm new to the industry and didn't have a lot of experience with doing a cut like that. I then asked if she'd be okay if the owner came over and helped me out, and she said that's totally fine, so that's what I do. Well, then after the owner had done a section for me, I then went in and started doing it myself. I finished the cut and styled it, and that's when she freaks out. She said she was uncomfortable that I had to ask for help, even when I asked the first time, and she said it was fine. Then started crying to the salon owner, and of course we didn't make her pay. After all that, then she of course goes online and makes a big post 3 years later, and I haven't done a wolf cut since.
See, and that's probably in the best interest of the public. It seems like we're moving away from wolf cuts.
I was literally about to say the opposite. I was going to say that you should try a wolf cut again because you knew, hey, once the owner showed you what to do and you were doing that shit. So you should be proud of yourself and you should maybe practice. Unless it was a really bad haircut. If you think it was a bad haircut, then, maybe you should just try again. But, like, if you were doing the haircut and she's just trying to get a fucking free haircut, then that's not your fault.
I don't think that you're not capable of doing a wolf cut or slaying a wolf cut.
Slaying a wolf cut?
You could really do that, all right? But I'm just telling you, anyone with a wolf cut cannot slay. Okay, you're not.
Can the wolf cut slay?
No.
No?
No.
Why?
Because it's giving lack of hair.
No.
It just goes straight tuck back, right, Wolfie?
It's just supposed to be very layered and, like, choppy.
Yeah, that's something that I would probably show your boyfriend before you surprise him with a wolf cut.
Okay.
I'm not saying don't
ladies,
do it.
do what you want. You don't need your boyfriend's approval.
You might lose your boyfriend.
Okay. Next story. Would you like to read?
Yeah. I'm a reading rhino.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The rhino pill?
Oh, dude.
Okay. I should have brought that up.
In the comment section, please tell us. 7-Elevens are nationwide, right?
I think.
So, 7-Eleven, Circle K, wherever you may...
Before he explains this, I would like to say that I didn't even know what the rhino pill or whatever the fuck it was I didn't even know what it was before he said it as a joke. So now I think it's funny. But go ahead.
It is funny. And
Have you ever tried one?
No.
Oh.
I'm not a proponent of them. I have no idea what this shit's gonna do to you. And so help me God if a female takes it.
Okay. We need to get back onto bad haircuts. That's why we're here.
No, we can do it all. This is what it's all about. We're not here to talk bad haircuts only. We need to talk rhino pills.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. Okay.
Okay, don't touch me while you're talking about the rhino pill.
So here's what I'm saying. Don't go get a rhino pill. Don't do it. Maybe if your partner is not...
This is not a sex podcast. And Dillon likes to talk about sex every episode.
Yes. Let's talk. If your partner's not... You might want to slip him that. But it's a big John. This ain't no little pill. I want to know, and you can submit it on here anonymously.
No, you can't.
Tell us what that shit does to you, because
you can text him personally, DM him, Dillon.day, right?
Yeah, please let me know for research purposes, because
you want one.
I don't know.
No, okay.
I feel like that shit would tear up the bed sheet.
Okay, no.
Anyways, here's why I've been thinking about them. Because
you've been thinking about the rhino pill.
Not as of late, but since it saw me. Because it saw me, I wasn't like browsing erectile pills, but the pill's big and gold. I had a headache all day at work, and it eventually turned into a migraine. The whole time I was shampooing, my client had... Okay, restart again.
Bruh.
Use some commas. When you're submitting, use some commas. You're tearing me up.
He can't read.
I had a headache all day at work.
Do you want to do a popcorn read?
Quiet.
Do you want to do a popcorn
Quiet time.
Do you want to do a popcorn read or no?
No.
Okay. From the top.
Good. God, this is inning.
From the top.
I had a headache all day at work, and it eventually turned into a migraine. The whole time I was shampooing my client, I had total tunnel vision and felt so disoriented. When I cut her hair, I genuinely thought it was so good. I got the Hey Girlie text with a couple pictures, and I've never seen something so bad.
Okay, that's actually...
Laughy face and sweaty face.
Okay, that's actually kind of funny, but not really. I mean,
that's not funny. There's
okay, but was the client...
I
need to know if the client was like, hey, girly, like, can we fix this? Or was she like, hey, girly, what the fuck? Give me my money back. But...
Either way, she's in the right.
Okay, why are you trying to bash on her? What if you had... I've seen you when you have a headache and you're a little sissy lala.
I've had a migraine that led to a stroke.
Oh, he did.
That shit's intense. So a migraine doesn't fuck around. But at that point, I'm like, you're jeopardizing someone else's beauty.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of hard because if you were like straight up honest and was like, hey, I have a really bad migraine, like I'm feeling disoriented, like I can't cut your hair right now, like what are they gonna do? Do you like... Some people aren't nice. Some people are going to be rude as fuck and be like, well, I mean, oh, can you just try or blah, blah, blah. But like,
Here's my
it sounded like it was just a funny little story and maybe she came back and you fixed it, right?
Right. So in this scenario, I think either way you're losing the client.
No, if it was like a client, like a really good client, and she just explained like, hey, I had a really bad migraine, totally come in and I'll fix it. But if it was like a first time client, that kind of sucks. You never know.
Either way, I can't blame you. Migraine don't fuck around.
Yeah. You want to tell them about your stroke or no?
Yeah. So pretty much, I was having these migraines that were stress induced. Stressful time of my life. But I would get a, like, you know how your foot will fall asleep? My foot, my hand, something would fall asleep. It would start in usually a fingertip.
Ooh.
And then it just, like, take over my body. And then, like, it would feel super uncomfortable and weird to walk. And then, and then after that, just crazy migraine. It started to get worse and worse. And I didn't say anything. But the final episode... the final boss, if you will. I was at work and I felt it, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't like to miss work." So I'm like, "All right, I'll just go get some space and sweep." So I'm sweeping, and like I'm numb. Oh. So I go tell my boss, I'm like, "Hey, I gotta cut out of here. I don't feel good. I don't want to scare him, make him think I'm paralyzed or something." So I go. I'm on the highway. My fingers, I got like crazy fingers lock up on my steering wheel. And then my foot, I couldn't fucking get it off the gas.
No.
But then long story short, so I make it home.
So how did you get it on the brake?
A lot of thought. But then I get home. Mom's in the laundry room doing some laundry. And she's like, "Hey, why are you home?" "No, I don't feel good." Right? And she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Was it summer? Why was your mom home?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Go upstairs, shut my door, and I'm just sitting on my bed like frozen, right? And then my mom, like, I can only imagine what my face looked like, but I was not doing well. So my mom comes in, opens the door. She's like, "What's wrong?" And, like, I can't talk. Like, I'm slurring my words. I'm like, I'm okay. And she's like, get in the car. Get in the effing car, actually. Let's start our dead cast. Get in the car. We're going to urgent care. We go to urgent care. Like, 20-minute wait. I'm crying. I'm crying in the car, telling my mom, I can barely talk. I'm like, I don't want to die. She's like tearing up. She's like, "You're not going to die." We get to urgent care, right? Wait in the freaking line. We get up to the front, and the girl sitting at the desk looks at me like I'm dead or... Yeah, she's petrified. She's like, "We can't help him. You need to get him to the hospital as soon as possible." So then you go to the hospital, get an IV, get me on some... Not even a medication. Like
some anxiety stuff?
No, it was a herb.
Whoa.
But anyways,
holistic. Some
lifestyle changes. We're good. Haven't had one in a while.
And how much was that bill?
Had one since. That was a measly $4,000.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And that is just the healthcare system in the U.S. Okay. Go ahead. Read the next story. Or would you like me to? You know, it's my turn.
Let me see what this one is.
No, I want to read it.
Oh, yeah, you got this one. This is where I get in trouble. This is a long jump.
I was cutting a new client's hair. She had seen another service provider for a color before me. The girl who did her color was another friend of mine at the salon who literally got her hair cutting privileges revoked from my ex-crazy boss. I was probably a few months into doing hair. Anyways, her energy was off the whole time. I was halfway through cutting on a stool and the wheel got caught on the mat. I did a somersault and fell on the floor, and the only other stylist just turned and made a really bad face at me. She was best friends with the ex-crazy boss. I apologized and told her what happened and tried to laugh it off. She got really rude and was just acting super mean the rest of the appointment. She ended up calling back and coming in to get her haircut fixed. She requested another stylist. It was our cutting educator, and he told me it was completely perfect, and after he told me there was no fix to be made, she demanded a refund, including my tip, and had her husband bring back and return the product she bought. I've only been doing hair for 3 years now, and nothing compares to this level of ick and embarrassment.
Do you want my 2 cents?
Yeah.
This is just...
I want to see the camera footage.
This sucks. You know, you're making a damn fool out of yourself. But it's funny. I would have laughed, but customer's always right. No?
No!
Customer's always right.
No, not in the hair world. Customer is either great, okay, or trying to get their money back. And that is the T.
I don't know. I got an issue with the management here. I mean, if someone's getting their haircutting privileges revoked, I mean, at what point do we send them back to school?
School's not going to teach you shit.
So what do you do?
She came from school that way. She needs to take some outside education classes. But yeah, one of my worst feelings in life is when you remember something from a while ago and you get secondhand embarrassment. Does that ever happen to you? It literally sends a shiver down my spine. It makes me feel sick, and I literally just want to delete myself right then and there.
Right, but then here's what I do to combat that. Think of something like super embarrassing that someone else did a long time ago.
Yeah, but then I'm thinking about the person thinking about it too. And then they're thinking of me.
Yeah, but they're not.
Okay, well, that's just how I feel, and it's just...
Yeah.
I get it.
Here we go, baby. Number 8. 8 got 8.
Do you want to read this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I blow through Zooms like...
No.
Like, I don't
You're
know
literally canceled.
No, I'm not. Can't cancel me. So this client comes in and asks for a collarbone length cut with lots of layers and texture. I start cutting her hair while it's wet and tell her I'm going to texturize it once I get it all dried. Well, as I'm drying it, she keeps saying, "This doesn't look right." And I continue to tell her that I'm not finished yet. It has to be texturized. Finally, I get her hair dried and start texturizing. While I'm doing this, she keeps leaning forward to grab her phone to text someone, then puts it back and continues on for 5 minutes. I told her multiple times to please sit back so she doesn't end up covered in hair. While all this is going on, she's continuing to tell me that it just doesn't look right and is now covered in her own hair. Finally, my boss had enough of the lady pretty much just bullying me, so my boss comes over with some scissors and starts cutting her hair the same way I was. The lady then proceeds to say, "See, honey, you were on the right track, just not quite there."
No, I literally would have turned feral in that moment. And let me tell you guys something real quick before he finishes the story.
That's it, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
The boss is pissed. That's the rest of the story. You don't treat his employees like that, okay? You're going to their salon, you come with some fucking respect.
Literally. Here, if you know me, then you know that I started out in a salon suite. As soon as I got out of beauty school, I went to a salon suite. So a lot of these stories that we're going to read on here are going to involve other hairdressers and like management, all this stuff. And just like, I don't know, that's so hard to like work with somebody else and work with like these other people. But I'm actually really proud of this story because the boss stood up for her like she should. But it's also nice because you have help if you work in a salon.
Yeah, but then you have to answer to somebody.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Pros and cons to everything. I was working at a salon when a call comes in with a mom in tears. Her daughter got her hair highlighted and cut the day before she was set to have senior pictures. They come in and the highlights are bad, but the haircut. She had long, middle of her back hair. She asked for a trim, layers, and face framing. The main haircut again wasn't so bad, but the face framing literally looked like stair steps. Chop, chop, chop. I do my best to try to blend it, but it's so blunt and deep. The closer I get a blend, the closer we get to this girl having a mullet. I start talking to her about options. I suggest the only way I'm going to be able to completely fix this cut is to get rid of the length. I never thought she'd go for it. It was a big cut. Before her senior pictures, I showed her a picture of Paris Hilton with a cute, short, flippy cut. It was the early 2000s. Through tears, she agreed, so I started chopping, and it turned out so cute. Her tears went from desperation to joy. I kept her as a client for the next 19 years until I moved away. I've never seen face framing that bad in my entire career. It was terrifying.
That's what it's all about, baby. That's why we get behind the chair.
I'm sorry if you have headphones on. Dylan's literally, rest in peace,
That's
headphone
exciting.
users. No, that is literally such a great story, and that's amazing. Like, yeah, that's exactly what it's all about. Keeping your clients, making them happy, changing someone's life, making them feel beautiful. That's literally what it's about.
And props to you. That was great writing.
Yeah.
Chop, chop, chop.
Yeah, you went off, whoever you are.
When I was in beauty school, this girl ended up coming in as a client. This girl happened to be extra flirty with my boyfriend at the time, and she came in for a trim. I had expressed my concerns to my boyfriend at the time, and he brushed it off as, it's just friendly. Anyways, I got her ready for her trim, ended up botching her trim. She wanted to change shapes. And the teacher came over and told me I had to cut off 5 to 6 inches to make it even. It's safe to say she didn't just get a trim that day, but I also didn't feel horrible since she kept pushing boundaries.
Yeah. This is a hard one.
This one's pretty easy.
Oh.
And you don't feel bad for the client here. Because
Dylan would have shaved her head.
I'm telling you right now, you don't come into the beauty school. You don't.
And then accidentally get the fucking girl that you want her boyfriend. No.
Funny seeing you here.
No. She's like, can I please get this girl? I would like to get some tea on her. That's what we call a snake.
Yeah, and some short grass.
Literally. That's such a snake. I mean, doesn't justify you fucking up her hair, which you're not saying you did in this story, like, on purpose. Like, that's still not okay. Because then that's reputation getting ruined.
Right, but it's...
But hey, if it was accidental,
I
then...
feel bad.
That sucks. Should we read a couple more stories?
Yeah, hit him with this one, yeah.
Okay. One night, I was cutting one of my regular clients' hair. She wanted her hair thinned out. Well, I picked up my regular shears by accident and not my thinning shears. Snipped off about 5 inches in the front quadrant. Huge chunk missing. I instantly become nauseous and told her I need to go talk to my boss real quick. She told me to tell her that I over-texturized, so that's what I did. Long story short, she said as long as she could put it up in a ponytail, it was fine. Thankfully, it pulled up. She's still a regular client after 2 years. That is literally one of my biggest fears. That's the whole story.
She says, LOL. A critical mistake in the front quadrant. It's not LOL.
Okay, well, let me tell you how I feel.
Is.
I have such bad anxiety just normally that sometimes when I'm taking clips and I'm clipping people's hair back, I think it's accidentally going to be my shears and I'm going to cut their hair off. Thank you.
That's real. Yeah, that's not LOL, but
hey, she kept the client. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's clients that just ride with you, and there's clients that want a free cut. But I mean, that sucks. So she must have been a chill client.
Well, yeah, but there's also a third option where someone might be traumatized. Like,
yeah.
When the girl at Great Clips, I asked for a number 2 on the sides and finger length on top, and I got a number 2
all the way around
down the pipe, and then we had to go buzz. That's tears.
Big ginge buzz.
Ginge buzz. That's a little red.
Peach fuzz, if you will.
Little red, no riding hood.
Literally, where was your riding hood, buddy?
That's little naked red.
Oh, little naked red.
I asked for a razor cut, and when she was cutting my bangs, she used the razor on my skin, as in my hair was on my forehead, and she razored it that way.
Oh my God.
She took my eyebrow. Then she styled it so that it covered my missing brow, so that I wouldn't notice. I saw it when I got home and put makeup on for a party that night. You better believe I learned how to draw eyebrows on that day. LMAO. Now that I'm a stylist myself, and it's been years since the incident, I see no reason for her cutting my hair that way. It was wild, but hilarious.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't get the humor.
What's...
Everyone thinks this stuff's funny.
It is funny because it grows back. It's not that big of a deal.
It is.
Well, it's also been years. This isn't a fresh wound.
Yeah.
But it probably wasn't funny at the time. But, like, you know, there's some people that can just brush it off and draw the eyebrow on.
Anything can happen, though. Like, what if the day I met you, I didn't have an eyebrow? Yeah.
I'd still like you.
Really?
Yes.
One-eye Willie?
Yep.
Doubt it.
One-eyed Ginger Willie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's
that's
using
actually
her
traumatizing.
Forehead like a cutting board, it sounds
And
like.
why is she going in with the razor that close to your face? On your skin.
She's getting it done, though. One way
And why didn't you say anything when you felt the razor on your skin? That's my question. I asked for a maintenance trim.
We're not rapping.
Stylist gave me a horrible top layer. I looked like Prince Charming from Shrek. When she burned my scalp trying to blow dry my cowlick, she took her clippers out and lined me up. I wish I was kidding. Can provide photos. I was so traumatized. Had it grow in like alfalfa and got a tattoo of Cynthia from the Rugrats because that was my nickname. The clippers and lined you up is absolutely insane. That's
I think
illegal.
Anytime you're doing a female cut and you pull out the clippers, it's questionable.
Yeah, you're done. You're literally done.
Some people do the underneath.
Yeah, the undercut.
Undercut.
But no clippers should be going anywhere near your face or your cowlick or your forehead or your bangs or nothing. Maybe your bangs if you're doing like really thick bangs, but still that wouldn't be my tool of choice.
Got a tattoo though, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty baddie. Okay, guys, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you for sending in your stories this week.
Next week?
Yeah, what topic for next week?
Next week, this is my choice. The most piping hot tea you've heard in your chair.
Yeah, so let us know and follow us on
I
all
wanna hear some
socials
wicked
at Client
things.
Nightmares Podcast.
Love
and we
you.
will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.